promise, Majestic. I am not exaggerating. This is serious. On my second last day in Delhi, my family and I, along with a few of our relatives, went to have lunch at a fine dining restaurant inside Delhi's iconic hotel, the Taj Mahal Hotel, also known as the Taj Mahal Singh. But before I jump ahead, let me give you a tour of the Taj Mahal Hotel first. Unbelievable, grand, massive, just like the bill of 10,000 rupees I'm about to show you. Anyways, now that you've got some insight into the hotel in which the restaurant is in, why don't we get some insight into the restaurant itself? The restaurant we are eating at is called Vark, a restaurant purveying a modern Indian dining experience. And let me tell you, the dining experience at Vark is simply fantastic for two primary reasons. The ambience. The decorations in this place are simply lajawab. Keeping in mind, as the restaurant aims to purvey an Indian dining experience, the decoration helps tremendously. So huge shout out to, I believe it's Miss Anjali Ella Menon, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, because she carved the entire mural, which is predominantly or only Indian religion based artwork for the Vark, which really is wonderful or lajawab. This place is so unique and so beautiful. It's just got such amazing art pieces and design all around this restaurant, which just makes it just, oh my god, it's so aesthetically pleasing to look at. I certainly love the ambience. The ambience here is so positive, it's so Indian, which is just amazing. I truly find it majestic. I mean, how do you guys find it? Just comment down below and let me know. Alright, enough of analyzing this restaurant, and I'll get to the second primary reason in a bit. But now that you've got some insight into the restaurant, prepare yourself for the most cheapest lunch ever. Wow, holy, I just opened the menu to the first page and literally every dish is 1,000 rupees plus. So I'm pretty sure you can already see how easy it was to get a bill of above 10,000 rupees. But I gotta admit, this is a pretty reasonable price to charge, especially considering how large the portions are of the dishes they serve. I mean, look at the portion of one of our appetizers. I understand that an appetizer is meant to be a small dish, but wow. Anyways, then came the main course, which was luckily a bit better. Oh wait, that's exactly the second reason that makes the dining experience at Vark fantastic. I mean, if you can't tell, what I'm basically trying to say is that all the staff were quite courteous. I mean, their professionalism even was on point. Just look, they all followed the silver service procedure, basically using a cloth when serving to prevent contamination of any kind, serving every dish to each guest individually. I mean, what more do you want? Back to the point, we ordered quite a few dishes. This is kulcha, very similar to naan, in which they both are essentially flat breads. We also ordered my favorite and possibly the most popular Indian dish, paneer, and some mixed vegetables on the side. How's it? Thank you. This on the side, yes. Thank you. Yeah, perfect. That's enough. Thanks. I have tried it. It is very good. As you can see, I demolished it. So clearly the food was delicious, like it tasted rich. But now, let me introduce you to our rather interesting dessert. But just before I do, if you don't know, one classic Indian dessert is gulab jamun, usually round and is a milk solid base sweet. And what you're seeing is usually how it looks and is eaten, but not at Vark. For dessert, we got a gulab jamun cake. We've all heard of chocolate cake, rainbow cake, fruit cakes, but no, at Vark you get the gulab jamun cake. I'm very sure you can see where the gulab jamun is. And to be honest, surprisingly, it didn't taste that bad. Probably because I ate it with such low expectations, but still, it was really different and unexpectedly decent. Speaking of unexpected, the bill amount which we got right after was also quite unexpected. So, the moment you've been craving to see, this is our bill. Oh my lord. Let me just get to the point. Was this all worth 12,882 rupees? Wow. Well, we were approximately a group of 8 people. We all got to eat in a classy atmosphere, listen to classical Indian music, enjoy a silver service, eat scrumptious food. As much as I'd say 12,882 rupees seems and sounds expensive, it was a pretty reasonable bill. Overall, definitely an experience worth trying at least once. So, after our luxurious lunch, I'm now going to be taking you to Yashwant Place Commercial Complex, and we're going there to visit an only recently opened shopping mall called the Chanakya. Okay, now that we've reached the mall, let me tell you, I entered this mall with absolutely no idea what to expect. I'm going to be doing the same with you. All I'll tell you though is that this mall is very different to the other malls I've shown you, from Gardens Galleria to Mall of India. So, prepare yourself to see a very unique mall in Delhi. If you can't tell already, the Chanakya is an absolutely lavish shopping mall, and as you can see, it features numerous international brands and a cinema. But what it also features is a food court, and not just any random food court, but a damn majestic food court. Okay, enough. I mean, just look at this place, especially the food court. It's got such an amazing vibe and feel to it, almost like you're in some wonderland. It's crazy, really high-end and truly majestic. I mean, you tell me, have you ever heard or seen any such place like this even existing in India? Definitely, I highly recommend you visit this place. Anyways, those were basically the 2 key highlights of my final 3 days in Delhi. And now comes the worst part of the trip, saying goodbye. And not only goodbye to my relatives, but to my boss, your boss, everyone's boss. Bueno. All the fun and majestic memories now come to an end. That's that. Then we left my nanny's home and just went to the airport. Wait a minute, please don't tell me. Did you really forget that quickly? Did you forget how I ended my last episode? Stay tuned and stay majestic. I have a surprise for you next week. Exactly. Once we returned to my nanny's home after exploring the beautiful Chanakya, we were just so mesmerized by everything over the past 21 days that we just had to extend our trip. But we decided not to spend the following days in Delhi, but in a completely different state within India that my family and I had never been to. And so, the state that we traveled to from Delhi is Punjab. Quick information, while the past 7 episodes, including this one, all covered my experiences in Delhi, I will now show you my experience in Punjab. However, I was in Punjab for a very short period, so this series has not been extended by too much. Instead, by only 2 additional episodes. So now in total, this series will have 9 episodes. And let me tell you only this, that my experience in Punjab was more deadly, definitely eye-opening, and the places I go to are probably places you'd never imagine or expect. I'm not elaborating any further. On that note, let's bring this rather long episode to an end. Stay majestic and definitely stay tuned because you don't know how insane this series just got. Jai Hind and see you next week. Today, we're heading to a city in the northwestern Indian state of Punjab and only 28 kilometers from the border with Pakistan. The city is Amritsar. Once we reached Amritsar, we came across Ventures. Ventures is India's first original milkshake brand. Tell me that doesn't look tempting. We continued with our walk and finally came across the striking beauty, the Golden Temple. As a fact, the temple's dome is glided with 750 kgs of gold. Swiftly moving on, now onto something quite sensitive. After visiting the Golden Temple, we began exploring and saw this entry gate to the Jallianwala Bagh. The Jallianwala Bagh is a memorial of national importance as this is where the Jallianwala Bagh massacre occurred. Now what you're about to see is a section of a wall that still bears the bullet marks that were fired 100 years ago on that day.